Hello everyone, welcome to this tropical update. Before we get into the video, I would like to make it clear that I'm not a meteorologist, and opinions shared are mine and are not official and should not be taken as official. For the best information, please consult the National Hurricane Center or your local weather office. Hurricane Ian is currently a Category 2 hurricane as it is south of Cuba, and for its intensity it doesn't quite look the part. But we can see we do have cold convection attempting to wrap around the center, and this is a sign that the cyclone is organizing, albeit not as anticipated. So we can see that the storm is having some problems with drier air in the western quadrants, but this is in the process of being washed out as convective bursts are firing. Looking at the storm structure on radar, we can see that compared to earlier this morning, where it was more of a spiral structure, we can see that it is more reminiscent of an actual hurricane for this intensity, where we have precipitation wrapping around kind of like a donut, and within that donut we have the low-level center in the eye. We can see two rings, where we have an inner ring right here surrounded by an outer ring, and this is indicative that the cyclone does have concentric eye walls. We can see in the Vortex data message from Recon where they state that the eye is open in the west, and we can see that it states concentric eye walls are present. This is the forecast cone from the National Hurricane Center. And Ian is right here with its tropical storm force wind field brushing the coast of Cuba. The National Hurricane Center expects the cyclone to intensify into a major hurricane as it nears or makes landfall along western Cuba, and we do have a hurricane warning in effect there. After that point, the cyclone is forecast to re-emerge back over the open waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Now, normally you would think that land interaction due to the landfall would inhibit any strengthening. However, the terrain of this region is not that high and is relatively flat compared to other parts of the country, and the cyclone should maintain its structure as it moves through the thin piece of land, and this should allow the cyclone to pick up pace, and this is expected by the National Hurricane Center, where they are expecting the cyclone to peak as a Category 4 hurricane a little west of the Keys. After that, Ian is expected to take a slight turn to the east near the Tampa Bay area, and there is a hurricane warning in effect for that area. Now, this forecast calls for Ian to weaken gradually as it nears this area as wind shear begins to tear the cyclone apart slightly. Now, this weakening may sound helpful. The cyclone will be weakening. That means less impacts. Well, in this case, that is not necessarily so, as the storm will be pushing a lot of water towards this area in the form of storm surge. We can see this here on the storm surge forecast, where we have areas from Indian Pass all the way down to the Keys where there is a storm surge threat. The highest peak of the surge should be right here in the Tampa Bay area. Now, as the cyclone is about right here in 3 days or so, wind will be going around that center and water will be pushed into the Tampa Bay area and will be funneled to a maximum within that area, which in this case is forecast to be 5 to 10 feet. If ordered, evacuating would be the best option for your safety, and evacuations will be ordered by zone. For further information on this, please go to floridadisaster.org to figure out what zone you are in, so you will know if you are told to get out of your area before it is too late. Because as it states here, the greatest killer of people during hurricanes is storm surge. We have seen time and time again what storm surge can do to an area, and it will be better to get out of that area before it is too late and your life is taken away from you due to storm surge. Preparations should be complete or nearing completion from the Big Bend to the Tampa Bay area and all the way down to near Naples and Fort Myers. Tropical storm force conditions could arrive as early as later tomorrow. Preparations should be rushed as quickly as possible, as if you are stuck here, there is no help for you. I can't stress that enough. If you are stuck here in tropical storm conditions as the hurricane is approaching, 911, they will not come for you. If you are told to evacuate, you have to get out of there when the time is right, before those conditions come, because they will not come for you. They are not going to risk their safety because you stayed behind. I know it sounds selfish, but for their safety, you better have your safety in your mind and not have it relied on other people. That is all I have for today. Please stay tuned to products issued from the National Hurricane Center or the National Weather Service for your local area to help stay up to date on what you can expect, how you can stay safe, and updated information on rainfall and storm surge. Thank you all for watching. Have a good rest of your day.